Hey guys, welcome back. I am so sorry for being gone for so long. My channel has been completely neglected, and I will update you guys shortly on why that is. But we're just going to go ahead and jump into the tutorial for now. I am going to show you guys how to get this peachy look. Which is long overdue for summer, but I'm going to put it up anyways because I think you can wear it any time of the year and it'll make you look fresh and beautiful. So I'm just priming my eyelids here with the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer. You can use any concealer. There's plenty that work better than this. This is just what I had on hand and I like it. So I'm just going to put that on. I buffed it out with my finger and now I'm going to set it with the City Color HD powder. I'm picking this up on really any brush. You just want a light application of this, and this is to help prevent your eye concealer or eye primer from creasing, and it's also going to help the shadows that you place on top of it blend out really nicely. It's kind of like if you were just to apply a regular shadow to the concealer. It would get a little sticky and a little muddy, but if you set it beforehand, it's going to blend out very smoothly. And so now I'm going to pick up my Anastasia Beverly Hills Shadow Couture Palette along with this Real Techniques dual fiber brush, and we're going to get started on the eyeshadow. I'm going to pick up Soft Peach from the palette and go ahead and start putting that into my crease. And your crease is where your line kind of starts on your eyelid. It's kind of where your lid ends and your brow bone starts. It's that middle area. And a lot of people never really put eyeshadow there because they don't know that you can. That's where you want to put your matte, softer transition shades so that whatever color you're placing on your lid is going to blend really nicely before you get to your brow bone highlight. And yeah, so I'm going to use that Soft Peach shade and just blend that in. And I don't really do it any sort of way. This brush is amazing and kind of does all the work for you. It blends it out and makes sure there's no harsh lines or anything. So if you don't have that brush, pick it up. It comes in a set of 3. I'll show you the other one later. Now I'm going to pick up this color by MAC. It's an orange shade. I believe it's called Rule. Like a rule that you can break. And I went into MAC after filming this tutorial to look for that shade specifically, and I'm almost positive it's called Rule. So I'm just placing that into the crease, and I'm not blending it out as much as I did the Soft Peach color. I'm keeping it a little bit closer to the actual crease line because I want to keep a lot of warmth in that area and not have it go too high up on to like the brow bone area. And I'm just using the brush that came in this Anastasia Shadow Couture palette and using the small side for the application and the fluffy side to kind of diffuse the color and blend it out a little bit. If you don't have this palette and you can still get it, if it's still available, I would recommend doing so. There's so many wearable colors in here. It's a really nice everyday palette. I use it almost every day that I do my makeup, and I'm in love with it. So here I'm going to pick up Morocco and kind of do the same thing. Pick it up on the smaller end of the brush, keep it really close to the crease area and even closer to like the outer portion of the eye, and then slowly blend it in there. And I'm using colors all of the same family. You can tell there's a lot of like peach and orange and like reddish brown colors, and that's just to keep the colors as close as possible. You want to use similar shades, but just in different depth and different hues and stuff like that. And it's going to add a lot of dimension to the look. So it's not going to look like you just threw on one eyeshadow color. It really looks like you have really, maybe deeper set eyes or just a lot more depth. And here I'm just picking up a little bit more of a Rule on the fluffy side of the brush and blending it out to avoid any harsh lines. Then I'm going to pick up this bronze shade here. It's like a bronzy goldish shade. I'm just picking it up with my finger, very lightly packing that onto the lid. I don't know the name of this shadow. It is from MAC, but you can find so many bronze shades like this. Wet n Wild has really bronzy shades like this. If you're familiar with the brand ColourPop, has a lot of shades like this. Just any bronzy gold will work. And then I'm going to go ahead and pick up this more pure gold color from MAC. I know it looks a little green on camera, but it's like pure gold. And I'm just picking that up with my finger again and using my ring finger because it's going to apply the least amount of pressure, but it's still going to warm the product onto the skin and help it to look as bright as possible. So picking those up, putting them on, and then I'm going to go ahead and pick up that dual fiber brush again from Real Techniques and a little bit more of Soft Peach just to diffuse all of the colors and avoid harsh lines or any mistakes that we may have made in blending. And this brush is amazing. It really does all the blending work for you. And so that's the eye look. Now we're going to move on to complexion, and here I'm using the Maybelline Dream Bronze BB Cream along with the Smashbox Camera Ready BB Cream. On a normal day, I would choose just to use the Smashbox Camera Ready BB Cream, but it's not my color right now, it's way too light, so I'm mixing the Dream Bronze BB Cream just for the pure fact that I want my BB cream to be a little bit darker. I highly recommend just finding your color in the Smashbox one and only using that, because the Dream Bronze one can have a little bit too much glitter. It's summer, so it's okay, but for all year round, I would definitely recommend just finding your color in the Smashbox. I'm just applying this with my fingers and really warming it into the skin and rubbing it in. Because it's a BB cream, it's going to set nicely anyways. That's what they're supposed to do. And then I'm just going to lightly go over it with the Beauty Blender. You can use any sponge that you have. Just make sure you do dampen it a little bit. That's going to help with that airbrush finish. And if you don't have a Beauty Blender and you don't want to spend the 20 bucks on it, a good alternative to the Beauty Blender is the Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge. I do believe I've mentioned it before in previous videos, but if I haven't, there it is, Miracle Complexion Sponge by Real Techniques. It's only like $6 or $7, and it does work fairly well. It's very comparable to the Beauty Blender, and I like it just as much. So if not, then go ahead and fork out your 20 bucks and get the Beauty Blender, because it is all the rage. Now I'm going to apply some concealer, and I was feeling like I had super dark under eyes this day. I don't do this every day, but if I do feel like I have some dark circles, I will use this method of kind of war painting my face with concealer. And this is just to really add a brightened look to the face. This is the Maybelline FIt Me concealer in the color Sand Sable, and I'm just applying that in a crazy way and just blending it out with the sponge. And the reason that you don't just apply this under your eyes is because if you have a really bright under eye, you can look like kind of a raccoon if you don't choose to balance out the brightness with your forehead, nose, chin, and around the nose area. Around the nose, women tend to get hormonal redness around their nose as well, so that's why I put concealer there, and then I just blend all of it out with that sponge. And again, you guys, I wanted to keep this video its full length so you could see my techniques, how long it really takes me to do this makeup, and you know, that I wouldn't be skipping anything or, you know, forgetting to show you guys a step or something like that. That's why I kept it full length. So here I'm just picking up some more of that HD powder, dusting most of it off, and then just setting my under eyes with it. And this is going to prevent the under eye from creasing from the concealer or anything, and help it to stay longer. And then I'm just going to really lightly dust the HD powder all over my face. This is also because this video was filmed kind of in the summertime and it was really hot outside, so this is just going to help lock in the BB cream and make you, you know, not look like a grease ball as soon as you step outside because it's so hot outside. So that's why those steps are in this tutorial. You can skip them if you don't want to put some powder on your face, or you can use a powder foundation if you want more coverage, or whatever is your liking. And then here I'm just putting some of that Rule color on the lower lash line, and when you add shadows to the lower lash line, it just kind of helps pull the look all together instead of it looking like, I don't know, it kind of makes you look a little bit younger if you only do your top eyeshadow. At least that's how I feel on myself. So that's why I'm doing some work on the lower lash line as well. I'm just going to pick up this flat shader brush. This is from Elf. It's like $1, and it's really good for putting shadows on the lower lash line because it is pretty small and pretty flat. I'm picking up the color Fudge, which is a really dark, rich brown in the Anastasia palette, putting it on the outer corners of my lower lash line, and then I am going to go back later and add some to the top lash line as well, just on the outer corners to give a little bit more depth and dimension to the look, so it's not so bright. It does have a little bit of a more mature look to it. Now I'm going to pick up this Real Techniques dual fiber brush, a very large one, and this Tarte Park Avenue Princess bronzer. And this bronzer is not so much of a bronzer on me as it is like my normal skin color. It's just kind of bringing back some warmth to my face that kind of got lost when we added the finishing powder and when we added the highlight shades from the concealer. And when you add that finishing powder as well, the HD powder, to your entire face, or any type of setting powder or foundation, it's going to make this right here, this process of blending bronzer, so much easier. So many times people ask me about my bronzer because it looks so blended, and it is because I do set the wet foundation, whether it's foundation or BB cream or whatever I used on my face that day, I do set it every single time because it makes the blending process of the blush, of the bronzer, of the highlight, it just makes it so much easier, similar to the way we set our concealer on our eyelid. When you prime your eyelid and then set it with that HD powder, it makes the shadow blending easier. That's the equivalent of what the HD powder does to your face. And so here I'm going to just go ahead and show you that again, that blending this blush is going to be a lot easier because I'm not blending the blush straight onto the BB cream or foundation. I'm blending it on top of the HD powder, which makes it a lot smoother and a lot more blendable. So this is the Luminoso blush by Milani. It's my favorite drugstore blush, and it's really peachy. It's really, really nice, and it has kind of a, not sheerness, it has a sheen to it, not like glitter or anything, but it has some sheen to it. And then this is the Lou-manizer by the Balm that I'm putting on the high points of my cheeks, and I go a little bit crazy with this. I love the way that glowy skin looks, especially in the summer, but pretty much all year round I like to look like I'm glowing, and this Lou-manizer does the trick. I apply it first with a brush, and then I decided to blend it out with the Beauty Blender a little bit, and then I'm going to apply some more with my finger. You'll see me go back in a little bit later and add a cream highlight on top of it as well. I just love highlighter, and this one is about $20 if you go to thebalmcosmetics.com, and they also sell it at Kohl's, I believe, but it's only about $20 to $25, which is pretty good of a price compared to the Becca highlighters and some other highlighters that are out there on the market, and it's very pigmented. They have different colors that suit all different skin tones, and it's definitely one of my favorite makeup products of all time. Now I'm going to go ahead and set my brows with this brow gel. This is I think it's the L'Oreal Stylis brow gel. I would recommend if you're going to use this product to get it tinted. Mine is just clear, and I've just heard better things about the tinted one, but any clear or tinted brow gel should work. Now I'm going to curl my lashes and go ahead and put some mascara on. If you like to wear false lashes, obviously you would apply false lashes after the mascara. I'm not wearing false lashes today, so I'm just going to grab this Maybelline Lash Sensational Mascara. I do use a lot of Maybelline products, and I didn't realize that until I made this video, but these are just products that I really, really like. I'm not stuck in just a Maybelline phase. I have tried a lot of different mascaras, a lot of different concealers and stuff, and these are just the ones that I really like, so go Maybelline. This is the Lash Sensational. I already said that, but this mascara makes my lashes look as long as they possibly can. It doesn't flake, it's not super hard to remove, and I really like the wand on it. I don't poke myself in the eye like I do with some other ones. But yeah, this is a really nice mascara, so I guess I'm just showing you guys how I do that. Alrighty, we are almost done here. So now I'm picking up, I think, a little bit more of that fudge and just adding a little bit more to the lower lash line and the top lash line. I guess I didn't get enough the first time. So there we go. And that just kind of opens up the eyes a little bit more when you keep it to the outer corners. This is the part I was telling you I added a cream highlight on top, which normally I would add a cream highlight on the bottom, but I don't think that I found the cream highlight when I was first trying to put my highlighter on. So Now I'm just going to put this L'Oreal lipstick on. It's the Jennifer Lopez nude one, and that completes the look. And I will be filming many more tutorials for you guys, but let me know how you liked this one. It is a summer tutorial, but you can wear it all year round if you want. Thank you guys again for watching, and I will see you soon.